good evening, and to all of our middle school family and our middle school students. This is the Executive Director of Village of Excellence Academy, Mr. Edwards, and I am contacting you with this video presentation of to go over some back to school semester 2 reminders for the school year for Village of Excellence Middle School. I want you to have this because I'm going to send this information home through scholars on tomorrow as we are back on campus with students on tomorrow, January 10th. Tomorrow is a full day, and which means we are open for kids to arrive at 7 a.m. for breakfast. The school day will begin at 7:30. And we will conclude at 2:45 all the way through Friday of this week. All right. But I think it's very important that I take the time to go through this important set of reminders as the second semester is a very critical and important semester. Your scholar will experience several different exams during and assessments during this second semester as we are getting kids ready to prepare, our 8th graders prepare to launch into high school for the first time. And we also have testing for FAST, our new state exam that's going to be tested this semester, which will be our Progress Monitoring 3. And we have other tests like iReady Diagnostics that we're going to be given to assess where kids are. And we have a great deal of standards left to be taught in school. And so with all of this assessment nearing the end of the year and getting kids ready for next year, we want to make sure that they're prepared every day when they come to school. And so there are some reminders of some things that are very important and dear to our faculty and our staff that we want you to know about. I'll start with attendance. This first section that you'll see when you get home for your scholars is going to address a very, very important aspect of schooling. We need kids to be in school. We need kids to be in school every day. Being that we're at the start of the new semester, it is important for you to know that the attendance tracking for this 9 weeks will begin on tomorrow. And so everyone's going to have a fresh start and get a chance to attend school and shoot for perfect attendance this 9 weeks. But we know that there are some things that's going to take place, and I just want you to know what happens for our attendance policy. All right. Attendance is monitored daily by our teaching staff. Attendance includes excused and unexcused absences. And if your student is going to be absent, we ask that you do contact the main office of our middle school to report their absence. For example, tomorrow, if you're still out of town and you're not back yet from the holidays, please call us at 813-374-9422 to let us know that your child is going to be out. Or if your child is sick, please let us know that they are sick. Here are our protocol for attendance. Of course, we want kids to be at school every day, but at the third absence, I want families to know that we're going to be contacting you. We will contact you. A member of our staff, our wellness team, will be contacting you, and you will get an email from the SUE secretary with an update on the conversation that we had with you. Just to remind you of some of those things that we discussed. Then at 5 days, the attendance monitor will call home to do another wellness check. We will also check to see when you plan to have them back into school, and we will make sure that your child has everything they need if as they were out. Definitely if it's your excused absence, we'll make sure that your kid gets the work that they may have missed while they were out. We want to stay away from absences being greater than 5 days. We really want kids to be in school every day again, but in the instance where you are at your 6th absence, the teachers will report this absence to our dean of students, our school secretary, and to the administration team. This it becomes very pivotal then that you monitor your child's absence, because at the 10th day that they're absent from school, we will send home a 10-day letter from the school district that's giving you a formal 10-day notice that your child has missed 10 days and they are in jeopardy of not passing the 9 weeks. 10 days out of school is a large amount of time, and lots of standards are covered during those times. We will call you, Mr. Jenkins will call to set up a success meeting, student success plan with you and your child. We will talk through some of the root causes of the attendance concerns. And please welcome those causes. We want to partner with you to help to remove some of those barriers or help you plan around some of those barriers. At 15 days, again, we will schedule a meeting with you face-to-face on campus, and a home visits will be conducted if we aren't able to reach you to hold these meetings. We want you to attend, but if you're continuing to experience a higher volume of anything over 15 plus absences, this will impact your enrollment for the following year. And so we want to make sure that you are aware of that and that you ensure that your student gets to school. The next area I want to discuss is regarding when your child is on campus, the use of the bathrooms. We at VOEA, we want kids to go to the restroom and use the restroom at the appointed time that they do need to. We have experienced some abuse of the bathroom privileges. Kids are going out of the bathrooms for 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time before they're returning back to class. So we don't want that to happen when we come back. We also want to cut down on the misbehaviors and the vandalism that takes place in the restrooms. More importantly, kids have to be in class. When kids are out of class, we equate that to 5 minutes of instructional time missed. And so from this point on, we're going to be tracking through a class log. There will be a class log that will follow your scholars every class they go. Each time that they use the restroom, they'll need to write their names on the log. Please make sure you go over this with your student. They're going to write their names down on these logs as they are going through the day. On the 5th time that they're using the restroom, that's equated to about 25 minutes of missed instruction. We will send communication home to you parents of the tracking of this and of our concerns about the bathroom use. When it gets to the 10th occurrence, that's about 50 minutes. That's a whole day of instruction for one of the classes that your child has missed. Again, we will send home written communication to you, letting you know of this concern, and may follow up with phone calls. On the 15th occurrence, that's equated to 150 minutes missed in instruction. At this point, parents, we will begin to revoke their privileges for using the bathroom in the classrooms, unless we have some kind of doctor's note. We may incorporate the use of a doctor's note when we start seeing things like 5 and 10 uses, more so around 10 uses of the bathroom, because then that's going to be a concern for us. There may need to be a doctor's note that accompany they let us know they need the restroom that many times. But please be aware of this as we go through and transition to our next section, which we will be talking about dress code. Village of Excellence has a lot of pride in our school, and we took a considerable amount of time in selecting uniforms for the middle school. We have dropped the ball with making sure that parents and your students are held accountable for this, and we will begin to hold students accountable for their dress codes. Your child is old enough now to know what the dress code is and that they should come to school in the proper attire. Students are coming to school in jeans, they're coming to school in leggings, jeggings, they're coming to school in all kinds of shirts, jackets, and we have to do a better job. We wear uniforms, one, to protect for safety. We wear a uniform for uniformity. We wear uniforms so that kids don't have to have the drama of being picked on in school about what clothes they have and who has the latest fashion brands and who doesn't. We want everyone to learn in a safe place. So semester 2, we're going to conduct both scheduled and non-scheduled dress code checks daily. Once your child gets to the campus, they will be checked for a dress code getting out of your car. It is required that students wear their VOA polo shirt or a white button-down Oxford shirt, and that shirt should be tucked in at all times. We're asking kids to get to school in navy blue bottoms. Leggings, jeggings are not allowed. They also must have a VOA approved outerwear, which is a majority blue. We're looking for majority blue jackets for kids. It's going to get cold, so we need them in majority blue jackets or hoodies. And closed-toed shoes. Kids should have closed-toed shoes front to back, which would cancel out the idea of wearing flip-flops and those other Croc shoes because they don't meet that criteria. Okay, just want you to be aware. Right now, at our last check, we had about 75% of our students that had some piece of the dress code not in meeting the criteria. We're asking parents, we need you to partner with us on this to get our kids to school, but get them to school with their uniforms, right? So we made a slight modification to the uniform. We do understand that sometimes the shoes could be an issue of getting some dark shoes for kids, and we're seeing that that is one of the trends. And so here's my updated semester 2 uniform policy. You can let your kids know this. They have to have tucked shirts. It can be a white button-down Oxford shirt, or it can be a red or white logoed shirt, or a red or white polo shirt, all solid colors. Navy blue bottoms and navy blue shorts. The shoes, well, we're asking that they're wearing athletic shoes that have closed toes front, and the back is closed as well. All right, this is to prevent. So they can wear shoes. They don't have to be black. The shoes does not have to be black. Yes, I'm saying it. They can be multiple colors outside of black. But if they have black, let them wear black. Here's what's going to happen on the infractions. The first and second time they're coming to school, we're going to allow for your kid to receive a dress code infraction, a violation form. These violation forms are required to for kids to take home to their parents, to you all, and we will have them to call home to let them know that you know that we're going to need them to have their proper attire brought to school. So learners also, if you have some shoe variances because of some kind of injury to your toe, we're asking for a doctor's note to be turned into the office that say that they have to wear a certain type of shoe. Learners will be assigned in-school suspension until proper clothing or doctor's notes arrive at school if they are not in dress code. So when your student comes and they're in jeans and they're on all these other colors, they don't have the proper shoes, they are not in class during these times because they're in a detention until they can get shoes. So we're asking that you do that for the first and second occurrence. Third time they come to school, they'll get all the above consequences, but then they're going to have to do a full day in ISS or after school detention, right? And on the fourth day, it's going to move to being a out of school suspension for being out of dress code. We want to avoid from suspending students. So please, let's work with us on this to help us. We are going to work on providing some uniforms and maybe some uniform pants on campus that you can purchase for your students. We may also have a small inventory of clothes that kids could borrow. If we do allow kids to borrow, we do need those items to be returned back to us. But we're asking you to allow your kid to come to school tomorrow in the uniform, the proper attire. So please, parents, we need your help with partnering with that. The last thing I want to discuss is some on-campus meeting times and some Zoom link meeting times that we're going to have. I think it's very important for you all to know the state of our school as for the middle school. We are in a state where we have to perform this year. We cannot receive the same school grade that we received the past 2 years. and we're at the mid-year point. We want you all to be engaged in what your kids are, where your kids are scoring on these assessments and how they're doing in their classwork, more than just one time a month on a progress report. In order to do this coming Saturday up at the campus from 10 to 12, I'm asking all families to come out and join us as we are going to have a parent informational night. This informational night will go over our priorities for this remaining part of the year. We'll also go over your student data so that you can see where your student is and you all can set goals. We're asking kids to set goals on a weekly basis. I'm sorry, on a quarterly basis, on how they're going to perform. We're going to be asking you all to create those, to know what those are and be a part of that. And so this Saturday, January 14th, 10 to 12. On Thursday, January 19th, next week, we'll offer one during the weekday from 4 to 5:30. And then if you can't make that, we're asking on Sunday, January 22nd, to meet with us online on Zoom. That will be a 4 o'clock meeting on that Sunday. All right. These are the announcements that I have for you all. We start bright and early on tomorrow. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and we look forward to seeing everyone on tomorrow. Have a good evening.